Hey, it's Rachel, and I want to give you a tip for how to improve your child's self-esteem. But if we're going to talk about how to improve your child's self-esteem, I think it's first important to start with what causes self-esteem, or what gives people a really healthy self-esteem. Because I think we have a misconception about what really makes people feel good about themselves. I will tell you that the people who have the healthiest self-esteem aren't necessarily those who think, oh, I'm so pretty, or I'm so smart, or I'm good at everything. That's not actually what true self-esteem comes from. There are really two things that cause someone to have healthy self-esteem. The first is a belief that they are worthy of love and respect no matter whether they are pretty or whether they are smart or wherever they are. It's this belief, I am enough as I am. So not just because I'm good at something, not just because I look the way people think I should look. I am good enough and I am worthy of love and respect as I am. The second component of self-esteem really has to do with a feeling of capability. This feeling that I can depend on myself in tough situations. So if I have to, deal with a tough teacher or a situation with my friends that's really difficult, do I have the ability to handle a difficult situation? Now, for sake of time, I'm going to focus on the first part of self-esteem and give you a tip, which is basically that if you want your kids to feel good about themselves and respect themselves, you have to treat them with respect even when they don't do or behave the way you want them to. So for example, if they don't get a good grade, do you say to them, why didn't you get a good grade? Why didn't you do better? Did you not study enough? Or do you say to them, what was going on for you when you got that grade? Which is way more respectful. It's basically saying, I want to know your perspective. I may not agree with you, but I want to hear what was going on for you. That is respectful. Or when your kids misbehave, do you judge them and say, why did you do that? I can't believe you did that. Or do you say with a firm boundary, we can't act that way, but I bet there was a reason you did that. Let's figure out what that reason was so you can get tools to do something different the next time. That's also seeing things from their perspective and treating them as if their perspective matters, even when they did something wrong. Ironically, we feel like we can treat our kids with judgment and we can show them all the reasons their perspective is wrong, but then we still want them to respect themselves. It doesn't really work that way, unfortunately. There's a quote that I love that basically says, the way we treat our children becomes their inner voice. And that is truly the case in most situations. But the good news is it's not too late. Even if you have not treated them with respect to this point, you can even go back and address old situations. Because basically if you go back and you say, hey, you know what, I wasn't so respectful to you during this situation, and either apologize to them, or if you don't think an apology is required or appropriate in that situation, just say to them, I want to know what that was like for you. I respect you enough to come back to you later and say, I want to hear what that was like for you. So keep in mind, if you want your kids to respect themselves, you have to treat them with respect no matter what their behavior was. Doesn't mean you change your boundary or change your expectations. It's how you enforce those boundaries with respect. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at rachel@bailey.com. If you want to know what this looks like on an even more detailed level, feel free to reach out to me and I will tell you about my parenting community where I send ongoing scripts and tips about how to parent in a way that is respectful to your children. I'll see you next time.